You're right. And historically, these first round games are often, a snooze fest because one team just dominates the other. And you kind of go, eh. But these were all highly competitive games. And
A as in alligator. L also in alligator. But it's not alligator. It's the Al Travis Show.
Calvin, why do you keep calling me Calvin?
Well, that is your name, isn't it? Calvin Klein? It's written all over your underwear.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Fredo, you're my older brother, and I love you. But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again. Ever.
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on the Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
We got them, John and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench in the Al Travis Show. I said this on the air, and I don't know if it was you guys, but I really, it was Todd Burgeth. I really fall off. Once the Vikings were out, and I really wanted to the last game, beat Green Bay, I didn't really think I'd care about the playoffs.
Yeah.
But we've been out of town for a while. Well, we're out of town most, last few weekends, so I had the weekend. The wife had things to do. Literally got to sit in the garage and say, okay, I'm going to watch some good football. The football was unbelievable. I am this might be the best weekend of overall football in a decade, John? I mean, seriously, these games, one after the next, was just better than the last. It was fantastic. I had so much fun.
it was. I was telling Dan during the intro that usually those first round of games are kind of a snooze fest because one team will seem to dominate or one will just fold and you're sort of like it's over by halftime. But these, I mean, with the exception of that one, they were down to the wire. So it was exciting the whole way. And some of the scoring in the fourth quarters by teams, there was like a whole game's worth of scoring.
So, Dan, your thoughts? Last time you saw a weekend of whatever, 6 ball games or 5, and they were this good?
5 out of the 6 were just fantastic. I mean, who would have thought the Chargers would just completely roll over? But, but other than that, I mean, but even that, it wasn't even a defensive struggle for a low score. But anyway, I don't want to focus on the bad game. Let's go through a couple of them. The Packers and the Bears. I'm going to be completely frank.
The Packers took off so fast, and it looked like the Bears were done.
Toast.
I turned it off at halftime. I think it was 21-3. Well, it was 21-3, and nothing had gone on. And then if you get to the third quarter, it's 21-6, and this game's over.
Yeah.
So I mean, what am I going to do?
Going. Yeah.
But Chicago, somebody explain to me because I didn't watch it. How do you get to 25 points in a quarter? That's 2 touchdowns and the 2-point conversions, and that's 16. And then you got 3 field goals. Is that how they got to 25?
The Packers couldn't move the ball anymore.
But he's trying to do the math. He's trying to do the math here, right?
So 3 touchdowns get you to 21, 1 field goal, and 1 extra point convert. I mean, to get to 25 is
25 is a weird number. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I was looking at that too. It's like, wait. Oh yeah, that's right. They did do that. Yeah, I mean, Caleb Williams. What do you got? What can you say after just looking like nothing? Like he just not had it together, and then.
What's fun is Green Bay loses. I'm sorry. I couldn't vote for anybody but Green Bay, and in such spectacular, crush their feelings way, it makes it even happier. You know what happened? Oh, this is so bad. You're going to get in trouble. I am so glad the Vikings were not in the playoffs. We would have been one of the blowout games. Wouldn't you know it? I mean, we'd get there and lose 42-0 and be the worst game. What, you're rolling your eyes. That's our MO, am I right?
Yeah.
I'm glad we were there. We got to watch this.
McCarthy could have staged a fourth quarter comeback like Caleb did. I mean, he's done it a couple of times. But
okay.
If Green Bay played the way they did against the Bears against us, we might have won that game too.
No. All right, so the other ball games, we just pull them up. Why did I lose that?
What color is the sky in your world?
Yeah, no kidding. I think he's just blowing smoke. You're smoking something. I think that's okay, though. We're in Minnesota. You can do that. The other games, the Jaguars and the Bills. We picked the Bills, but that was wasn't that the one where they're supposed to win? No, not that one. Which one was it? Was supposed to be a 10.5-point favorite?
Oh, that was wasn't that the Rams?
Panthers and Rams.
Panthers and Rams.
Yeah.
Carolina played out of their minds.
They really did.
Well, or are the Rams not that good anyway? Panthers was the team with a negative record, right? They had less wins than should never got in. And the Rams were flying, and that's all they could talk about how great this Rams team was. And by the skin of their flipping teeth, they beat them. Are the Rams not that good? Did the Panthers pull something out no one knows about? Did they figure something out? What was your feeling in that game?
I don't think the Rams looked that good. I mean, the Rams, they scored some points. They scored points, obviously, but I don't know. I mean, that just didn't seem like, especially their defense. Their defense really struggled. So
I think I agree. I think they really underestimated Carolina. They probably looked at them as a soft win.
Wow.
And they got spanked for it, and they are lucky, very lucky, they pulled out that win at the end.
I thought the best game for me for the weekend, because I went to bed for the Bears, I would have loved to watch that. The Eagles 49ers. I really wanted the Niners. I got a friend who's a big Niner fan. The Eagles won last year, a 3-6, 23-19. That game was so much fun to watch. Brock Purdy, I'm sorry, is just one of those, you hoped JJ, who was drafted 10th, will be something. This guy was the last guy, right, in the draft pick. And look what he can do. That kid never flinched. 23-19 Niners. Your thoughts on the Niner game, Dan?
That was actually closer than I expected, to be honest. I expected the Niners to win it. I thought they were going to win it. Well, I think it was going to be within a touchdown, but the fact that it was so tight all the way down to the end is the part that kind of surprised me. It's weird to be feeling like I was pulling for the 49ers. That's it just feels wrong. But at the same time, Purdy is fun to watch. He can do some things that you just don't see.
Your thoughts, John?
Purdy made that game. Philadelphia had time of possession 11 minutes more.
Wow.
So, they had the ball a lot, but Purdy and his passing yardage was huge. So he made up for that lack of time of possession with his arm. And it showed. I didn't think it'd be that close either. I figured they would win. And I'm glad Philly's out of there because I'm not a Philly fan.
Well, their fans aren't easy to root for. Then the last game that we haven't talked about, Jaguars and the Bills. I think, Dan, you and I both said you got to pick the quarterback, right? And he really came through. He got his butt handed to him. He was hurting all the time, but he's a good quarterback.
I actually picked the Jaguars. If you remember on Friday,
who stuck with me? I picked the guy. I said you got to take the quarterback. You didn't take the quarterback.
I'm sorry. I think Trevor's better. Trevor's better than we give him credit for. Trevor was not the reason that they were, but he did good. But I don't think he was the primary reason they stayed close. I think the defense did a nice job, because they still scored a lot of points, but you could have seen a lot more out of the Bills with Kelly back there. But I was still impressed by the Jaguars. I still think they more than held their own. It was certainly closer than most of us expected. But ultimately, it was Kelly and who was it that gave? Man, that tush push was like, that was just a dominant tush push at the end.
Yeah, a tush push for 11 yards and a TD. You don't get that a lot, or almost a TD. John, your thoughts on the Bills Jaguars?
Yeah, I thought I didn't think it'd be that close, and I thought the scoring might be a little less. But a good game. I read a stat that it said it's Buffalo's first road playoff victory in 33 years.
Wow.
Wow. What a time to break it against the reigning champs. So good for them.
All right, let's talk one game we have yet tonight, because I'm almost sure, because I felt this. I don't remember because I talk a lot. I think I'm undefeated in the weekend. Maybe that's another reason I like this. I picked all the winning teams.
I think you are, yeah.
Steelers and the Texans tonight. I think it's got to be a great game. It has to. Otherwise, whoever picked what was going to be the Monday night game is going to get fired, because we had 5 great ball games, and now we have this one. I can't root for Aaron Rodgers. I'm going with the Texans in the upset. Actually, they're giving 3 points. It's not the upset. How in the world is this in Steelers? It's at Pittsburgh, and Houston's getting 3 points.
The Steelers barely got into the playoffs by the skin of their teeth. If you recall, just that wide field goal.
That's right.
That sealed it for them. And you're right. I can't root for Rodgers. I can't. I am a Steelers fan from. I mean, I was there in the '70s Mean Joe Green era and all that. Yeah. So I still have that peace in my heart. But I can't. But it's Aaron Rodgers. I can't. I just can't.
Same. John, who are you going with?
I don't root for Rodgers, but I am going for Pittsburgh.
John, you just cannot get up. Well, there's that.
I don't want to root for Rodgers. I'm not. I'm just predicting it based on my feeling and looking at it. I think Rodgers likes to shine in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. So I got a feeling he's really going to light it up. I could be wrong. I won't be sorry if he loses. So don't get me wrong, but I think Pittsburgh might win.
One other thing I want to throw out just as a side note, and hopefully my liberal friends will agree with me that are listening today. The NFL makes enough money. Stop putting these games on stupid networks like Prime. I spent an hour trying to get a hold of my kids to get the super secret password to put out in my garage so I can watch the stupid game. You're making enough money, put it on TV. You are shaking your head. It's radio. At least acknowledge. Yes, Al, you're correct.
Yes,
I am
Al.
tired of it.
Yes, Al, you are correct, Al.
No, you can get it on Prime Plus or Hulu. I don't have those in my garage.
And then it changes every weekend.
Yeah. And that's
frustrating.
And that's where the sports are heading because there's even more money.
Yeah.
Because there's even more. We're going to start seeing more streaming services.
All right.
Well, we'll get ESPN that MLB is working with, but yeah, anyway, I know you got to go.
I got to go to break. We'll go to break. We'll talk about the games next week on Friday with you guys. We got some basketball to talk about. We'll do that next with the guys at the end of the bench.
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
We've got them, John and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench. Talk a little bit about your Minnesota Timberwolves. Big win last night. It's on me. I was watching. I think they were down 19, somewhere pretty close to half, third quarter, and I'm like, I got to find other things to do. I watched a lot of sports this weekend. So I did, and then actually about 8:30 decided to tune back in, and there was a ball game. I mean, really close, back and forth, and we ended up winning against the Spurs, 104-103, 19-point biggest comeback. You're like, oh, this is all great stuff. So this morning I brought up the games, the last 8 or 9 ball games, and looked at the wins versus the losses. I don't know who's a great coach here, but maybe it's me. Every game we won in these last 8 games, we had 5 or more people in double digits. Every game we lost, we had 3 or less in double digits. Share the ball, boys, and we'll be fine. Tell me I'm wrong, Dan.
No, not at all. No,
I know.
That's I watched in person. We had 4 320-point plus in this in the first Cavaliers game, and that was not true in the loss in the second one. But, it seems simple, but it's I mean, you got some guys who can score. You got McDaniels. He was, for a while, for a couple of years, he was the defense guy.
Yeah.
He is, when he is given the opportunity, he can score some points. He's a
great player. Absolutely. John, your thoughts on my genius, my brilliance, and just helping that they should just have me come down there and talk to these guys.
Well, I said this before. It's in Hoosiers, pass the ball 3 times before you shoot.
Yeah.
And that's fundamental. That's fundamental basketball.
It's when Gene Hackman yelling at him, right?
Oh, that was a great movie. Let's be honest, great movie. So how do we do that then? Why is that so hard? If Al Travis, knucklehead here in southern Minnesota, can pull this out and say, "Hey, look what happens." Can you not show that to Edwards? Can you not show that and say, "Here's what we need to do. Look what's going on when we win." And
it's all about shooting. It's all about shooting and scoring points. And some guys get the ball, and that's what they want to do.
But yeah, but
there's a lot of personalities in the NBA.
Yeah.
I think a legit. What you need is another Mike Conley, but 5 years younger, or 5 or more years younger.
There was talk this weekend of Ja Morant getting Ja here. I do not want Ja here. I don't care what you got. Ja. Do not. I think that will upset this apple cart like nobody's business. But there's got to be a better one out there.
They're just starting to gel, and you don't want to come in and mix that.
Yeah, I'm hoping the latest rumors I heard were that that the Wolves were no longer a candidate for Morant, and I really hope that's true.
Same.
I want to get a point guard, not him.
Yeah, and just serviceable point guard. You don't have to spend. Ja would get a ton of money. You just need a guy who knows how to play the game and pass the ball, like Al said. All right, University of Minnesota. John put his cap on. He wants to talk about him. I suppose you're going to throw something out about the girls' team beating number 21 USC.
They beat a
I
figured you for the first time in years.
Figured you'd want to talk about that. Yeah. Okay. So girls basketball, they did good.
And the men should have won that game. They lost by a point. That was really hard, but they've beat 2 ranked teams. So nobody's expecting anything out of both of these teams. So it's just nice to see the fire and the fight.
I'm liking this guy's coach. I think he's getting as much out of these. I don't have nothing against the girls. I just don't follow him that close. The guy's coach seems to be getting everything out of a whole bunch of 3 and 2-star players. He's, we're not getting the best of the best, but they are playing like it, and I like that a lot.
Anytime you beat Iowa, is a good day.
We're shaking. And I'm shaking my head. Yes, Al, I agree.
I don't know how many years you got to be on radio for you realize that really doesn't work for me, that you just shake your head and agree with me. Guys, I'm out of time. I appreciate you both. Always a pleasure. We'll get you guys in here Friday. Be polished up on your picks, because I might have gone, 5 for 5 on Wild Card Weekend?
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right.
We'll get back in here. Thanks, guys. Guys, the end of the bench on the Al Travis Show.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something